What is up, everybody? Be right with you guys. Alright, sorry guys, just finishing getting settled in. Favorite Donkey... I'd probably say my favorite's Donkey Kong Country 2. I might as well turn off the, There we go. Yeah, just give me a minute, just getting situated. Also, alright. I got everything I need. I'm even using the actual Super Nintendo Switch controller, the first party one. So, as you guys know, we're really mature on this channel, right? Like, we're mature, grown adults. So, don't worry about what File 1 says. But we can all admit it's hilarious. On that note, speaking of the name of the file, we're going to start a new one. And I'm going to... I'm going to clear my throat. And then... I'm going to do that. I'm going to name myself with a name I've never used on a playthrough of this game before. So I recently found out about this cheat, like, recently. Yeah, the way cheats in this game work is, like, you enter a certain name on the file select. I think... Wasn't this the first game where she was alive? Weird to think about. Yeah, I'm excited about the Switch, too. It's gonna be sweet. Oh, that's right. We gotta go see Funky first. I don't know. I feel like people don't talk about this Donkey Kong Country game as much. To be honest, I think part of it might be because, like, it got overshadowed because the N64 had already come out. It'd been out for a few months. I don't know. Maybe people were a little sick of the Donkey Kong Country formula at that point. They were getting one a year. But... Nope. I'm going to do that. I'm gonna actually say I think I prefer the third game over the first game. Like I'm not trying to say the third. I'm not trying to say the first Donkey Kong Country is bad. I think it aged the least gracefully out of the three. And again, that's not even saying it aged badly, or I'm not trying to say like Donkey Kong Country 1 controls bad or something. It's not like that. I mean, just the code didn't work. It didn't do what I wanted it to do. I forgot half of the code, you guys. I'm a dumb McDummerson. Hold on, I gotta look up the code. I did the code half right. D A DKC3. Try getting an AI assisted answer. How about you go away forever? Like, jeez, man. Okay. Let's do this cheat properly. Because we forgot to do the first half of the cheat. I don't know. I feel like this is a cheat that most people probably know about at this point, but I've found out about this until recently. I'll die on that hill too. DKC3 is better than 1. 2 and 3 have a better, more well-established environment. Like, there's more going on. It feels more like it's easier. It's a world that you can more easily be a part of. Like, DKC 1 is just, it's very, here's the map, here's the level. Here's the map, here's the level. Here's the map, here's the level. There's not much going on, but I don't know. If you've played all 3 games, I think you can tell what I'm trying to explain here. So, oops. Can I backspace? No. Okay, hold on. L R R L R R L R L R. Thanks for the $5, man. Yeah, like I said when we first tried this code and it failed. Most of you know that we're quite mature on this channel, right? So we only tell the most, proper jokes. We don't resort to cheap jokes like toilet humor or anything like that. That being said, farts is a hilarious file name, and I'll die on that hill too. So anywho, huh? I am thoroughly confused. Because that was... How come I can't do this code? Am I too dumb for this? Okay, hold on. I think we have to make the file first. Alright, guys, what are we naming file 2? Didn't I give you 20 bucks one night when you... That's possible. So to start, you can mess with the game over screen, question mark? Oh yeah, you can make the little blocks jingle. I don't know, what should we name the second file? I know, it's gotta be 5 characters. 5 characters is such a weird limit. Yeah, no. How about this? Oh, that's even better than what I was thinking of. I was just gonna put P-E-E-S. Yours is better. Yeah. Okay, so now I think we have to save it, so that it generates a save file. Maybe I'm going the long way for this code. I don't know. Because guess what? The internet's... Go peepees. Go Pippies. The internet didn't make it very clear. The website I looked on, like the exact step by step. All right. Will she let me save? Oh, guys, listen, listen. Yeah, that's the song you think it is. It's the castle theme from Mario 64. So, like I said, this game came out a few months after the N64 did. So I don't know why. I love that little baton pass to the N64. Like, just sprinkling that in there. I don't know. I just think that's cool. Do that. Yo, new funky mode. Okay, actually, I already saved, so let's do this. We're gonna reset. Let's see if I did this flipping code right. No fast forward button here, people. Okay. So now I gotta do. Okay. Now. This code has to be Mary. If this doesn't work, I honestly don't know what's going on. Sounded like she was setting it. Maybe it worked. I don't know. Go peepees. What the freak ever. Let's just see. Let's just see if it worked. I don't know. I like Funky's theme from the first game better, where the vocal has the song has that vocal that's like, oh yeah. Oh, it's pure 90s. Alright, breezing through this part. Oop. I just want to know if the code worked. Oh, no, wait. I need her to throw him. It worked. The code worked. So it it makes all the bonus rooms have a Christmas theme, and each instead of bananas, it'll be like little wrapped gifts or like Christmas tree ornaments, stuff like that. But yeah, it only works if you put in the code. But see, what makes, in my opinion, what makes that really cool, the fact that that cheat code is in there. Because think about the time period, okay? Think about the time period. This is like the end of 1996, just before the holiday season. Not quite the holiday season yet, but we're almost there. Um, the internet is very, very much in its infancy. Cheat codes in video games are pretty common, but you gotta know where to look to get them. Like, you gotta look at cheat code books and stuff like that, and hopefully the book you're looking at is actually a reputable source. But and the book you're looking at might not even have all the codes in it. But you know, here's this code that you just heard about. Like, oh, if you want to make it like Christmas, you just put in Mary. And it's like, what? And then here we are. There's the other presents. So it makes you feel like, oh my god, because I knew this secret cheat, it's like I unlocked hidden content that otherwise was unfound in my game. Like, you feel like you unlocked a new part of the game. It's something... How do I put it? Why didn't I ever do that? Just copy down the codes at the book fair. Jesus, thanks for the 5 again. I didn't know the notification things or the alert box things were still a thing. Were they still a thing? Oh, maybe. You know what it is? I never configured Streamlabs for YouTube tips because I never had to. So it's still just the default little zombie running guy. I'm going to have to change that. I don't want to do it on stream because it's going to take time, but I will have to change that. You notice I took away the tip dart thing because that was no longer necessary because that was a Twitch thing. But anywho. So if I may, allow me to... There we go. Some people probably want me to have face cam. There we go. There's face cam right there. See, that's me. I'm going to be Abe Simpson for a little bit. Allow me to talk about the styles of the time. Ready? So... Being that the internet was in its infancy, sometimes the cheat codes you look at wouldn't even work, right? They would be... Yeah, bits. I don't really miss Twitch that much. I don't know, it's a different place. Anywho, yeah, so it's the end of 1996. You want to go on the internet, right? So you sit in front of your computer. Now, in 1996, it's an effort to get on the internet. So I'm trying to... For those of you that were born before the year 2000, I'm trying to put you in the frame of mind what it was like. So you had to make the conscious effort to go on the internet. You had to sit in front of the computer, make time, make sure nobody was on the landline phone because nobody had a cell phone. And if nobody was using the landline phone, then yes, you can hop on the internet after it takes 2 minutes to dial in, of course, through a local access number, through like AOL or something like that. And if you get on, which you probably will, it wasn't like super glitchy, but it took a minute or two. Then, you know, maybe you knew of a cheat code website already, like cheatcodes.com, something like that, but there was no like very super prominent message boards where the moment a game came out, all the codes were instantly posted online for all to see day one. Here's every unlockable in the game. It wasn't like that. You found the unlockables months and months later as you went on, either on your own or through what your friends would tell you. Like, oh, go here for this thing. And whenever you unlocked something like that, you felt like you earned it, man. Because it's something you had to go out of your way and do. You had to know to punch in those specific buttons and type in that specific code to make that bonus room happen. Like, you feel like... Maybe like you're part of a club or something that like not everybody knows about, right? Like, I got this super cool Christmas themed bonus room thing going on, and not many people know about it, but I'm one of them. So now when you unlock stuff in games, it's just like, nowadays when you unlock stuff in a game, like, you get an achievement because you beat level 1. Like, literally, one of the achievements in the game will be, like, beat level 1. Like, that's not an achievement. I shouldn't unlock anything for that. That's just normal gameplay. Like, it's the mentality of, like, oh, you always gotta win something. Like, I don't feel like I earned it. All I did was beat level 1. Christmas. Oh god, B. Christmas B. Yep. We're in the month of May, guys, so we're talking about Christmas. So yeah, that's what it was like, you know, as Abe Simpson says, it was the style at the time. So, it's true. It really was. My god, you're on fire with the tips today. Thank you, man. Jeez. I'm waiting for a burp. But that's what it was like. In fact, within the last week from my job, I was looking through floppy disks, right? Some of you probably don't even know what a floppy disk is, and makes me feel a little old, but anyway. Not everybody knows what they are, right? So like I was demonstrating them because I was archiving them, and I took the disk out of the floppy disk drive, and they're like, "Wait, so the data's still on the disk?" Like, yeah, dude. Like they really didn't know how a floppy disk worked. It's like, no, 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 it's still on the disk. It didn't go anywhere. Um, but when you realize how many people don't know what it is, it's like, oh wow, did I age that much? Oh, what about like those kids in those videos, where it's like those kids say the darndest things type things, where you show kids nowadays a floppy disk and they're like, oh, it's a 3D printed save icon. Oh god. No, no, it's the save icon's great grandfather, okay? That's what it is. Why are you not on fire with the tips? I think I thought you were, but is that like an actual thing that YouTube does when you stream? I honestly don't know. I'm still kind of a newbie with streaming on YouTube. No, no, these people I was showing floppy disks to, they were in their 20s, early 20s, but 20s. And you're like, well, the data's still on there when you take the disk out. Like, yeah, no, it's still on there. Um, we're officially the old people. No, but that's why I went through the trouble of explaining. Because like you'd be surprised. I guess that's just how old we're getting now. But you'd be surprised how many people just don't know what floppy disks are. If they have any concept of data, try to get a good look at their face when you tell them that it only holds 1.5 megabytes of stuff. That was back when that was back when software developers were actually like conscious about how much data their program uses. Now it's like, oh, the new Call of Duty game has an extra 3 gigs of just junk files we don't need anymore. Or like, oh, Sonic Colors Ultimate has all of the source code for the original Wii version that's no longer necessary. Like, get it out of there. It's taking up space. That adds up with every install. Like, with every person that's downloading it from your digital storefront. I don't know. In conclusion, we used to be a society. Can I get on guard back? I kind of need him to go through those fish. Yeah, I can. Okay, good. Wait a minute. Oh my god, I'm so dumb. I didn't realize that's where I came from. I'm thinking... Alright, let's just pretend we didn't do that. I'm gonna actually... Oh, that didn't work. I was gonna try to lose the bonus game on purpose. We got stuck here again. Let's listen to the whole song in its entirety. Ready? Here we go. Yeah, I think that's the whole song before it loops again. That was my first NES flash cartridge. It took compact flash cards. I've since gotten a new one that takes micro SD cards. Also, that supports way more mappers. Because that thing was old. That was the one where we tried to play all those pirated games on actual hardware on stream, and like only half of them loaded. Boop. Yeah, the power pack, that was it. Oh, geez, thanks for still remembering my videos. Oh my god. That was like, that joke was like a week ago. I freaked, no, because you were making your own 3D renders of Rosalina in Discord, and I'm like, uh-oh, someone take away his rendering software. Oh my god. No! I needed him! No! I needed him. The first GBA flashcard I ever had, it was pink. And it had some very janky proprietary software. It was the only way to put stuff on it. It only had enough space. Well, it depended on the game, right? But it could hold a couple, but it had its own built-in storage. You couldn't add to it. I literally think it was 256 megabits. Not megabytes. Megabits. It was not a lot of storage. I can never... It's always hard for me to do the water skip. Only Kitty can do it. That was my only chance to get up there now? No. You only get one chance at that? No, hold on. There's no way, Jose. Looks like yes way, Jose. Okay, I'm gonna try something. That didn't work. I can't believe you only get one try at that, man. I don't even know how to do the water skip properly. Whatever. Well, thank you. This water's got a decent current that I'm fighting. Give me the G. Thank you. What other old memory cards? Well, I once had a USB drive that was 256 megabytes. Oh, sorry, Night Freak. I didn't see your message. The new flash cart. I think it was like 90 or something. I forget which one it was. It's bugging me that water skip thing. Let me see if I can get it. Yeah, I remember when 2 gigs felt like unlimited as well. Sheesh Louise. Cyrix, I think EFA Linker, I think that was it. And I had the smaller one, the 256. I didn't have the 512. I wasn't a fancy boy. But, yep, that's the one. I remember it because it eventually gained the capability to hold DS games. Obviously, DS games were way larger in size than Game Boy Advance games. You could only hold, like, maybe one on the cartridge at a time. But yeah, it would actually load the DS games through slot 2. Do you have to roll? How do you do the dang thing? Do I have to hold down jump? I can't do his dang roll. Okay. It's not intuitive at all. Well, okay, it's not that bad. So you do have to roll. Yeah, you have to press A when you hit the surface of the water. But it's like a double jump and. See, there we go. Okay, I'm getting it. Now I just gotta get to that part again. Actually. What? Are you... I know what it did. Good thing there's rewind. It registered me pausing it and then pressing select, which I did not mean to do. So interpreted that as I was trying to leave the level. Okay. Go away. Boop. Let's see. $90. Yeah. NES flashcards aren't really super... Well... I think there was like a $60 or $70 option. I don't know. This one supported save states or something. I just was like, might as well. Yeah, R4. I think R4 was the one I had after. And then Ace card. I traveled to Japan once with an R4. Only realized later that was super illegal. Oh my god. I didn't know that. Easy Flash Omega. That's what I have now. I recently got... I don't know. The KRIZZ one. I forget the name. It's got better battery life on the SP with the IPS screen. Okay. It didn't work. Hold on. There we go. Wow, that was effortless. EverDrive, that's it. EverDrive, that's it. The heck happened? Oh. It's like... It's not even a fun bonus game. Like, it's not even worth it. Like, ugh. Sorry, I'm just going through my thing here real quick. Sorry, just fighting with YouTube Studio and Microsoft Edge right now. Okay, there we go, we're good. EverDrive N8. I think so. Let me see. Hold on. I just remembered I have it next to me. EverDrive GBA Mini. Oh, the NES one. Yeah, I think it's the N8. But yeah, EverDrive GBA Mini. That's the one I have for the Game Boy now. I do think it has a slightly better build quality than the Omega as well. It kind of feels like a first-party cart. It sits right next to my Playdate, which I still play my Playdate very much. Okay. Yeah, Playdate's awesome. Not sponsored. Seriously, not sponsored. Alright, just gotta finish out the level now. You can't get me. Nice. Booyah. Now, not too long ago, I played through the Game Boy Advance version of this game because they re-released the whole trilogy on Game Boy Advance. But the third one, they totally ditched the soundtrack in favor of an original one. I'm not quite sure why they did that. Well, to be honest, I think it's because the soundtrack in this game is kind of bass heavy, and Game Boy Advance can't do bass. It sounds too trumpety. So I think they knew the soundtrack wouldn't convert very well. Oops. And I'll be honest, I've tried to like the Game Boy Advance games soundtrack, but the Super Nintendo's was better. I think there's one or two songs in the Game Boy Advance version that I like, but the rest of them I just hear it, I'm just thinking, you're a phony, a big fat phony. Like, get out of here, imposter. Get out of here, Nebulon. No one likes your style. That's a reference no one will probably get, because you know, I'm old. Boop, boop. Oh, can't walk through there. I don't know. When I hear the Game Boy Advance soundtrack, I'm just like, you're not the other one. You're not the one I know. I was gonna say it again because seriously, did it 3 times, man. Like, thank you again, Stephen Mystery, for the 3 tips you gave so far. Because like, that wasn't a small amount of money. So thank you. Just wanted to say that again. That's all. Yeah, if I had to personally rate which of the original trilogies I like in what order, my favorite is 2. This one's my second favorite, and again, like someone else said, I'll die on this hill. The first game in the trilogy is my least favorite of the 3. And I can't stress enough, it's not because it's a bad game. It's just one of those things, like, if someone's like, you gotta pick one, it's like, alright, I'll pick that one. Yeah, 3. The first one would be my least favorite. This game has a really good soundtrack, and I think it's a shame more people aren't aware of it, because not as many people play this game, because most people know, well, everybody knows Sticker Brush Symphony, right? Everybody's heard that song. Everybody knows, oh, it's an amazing piece of whatever, this, that, and the other thing. It is a good song. But DK3 has some great stuff, too. There's a certain, like, atmosphere that this game has. Something that the other 2 don't quite have as much. I don't know. Well, the second game has its theme, right? It's the pirate theme. Pirate, nautical, yo-ho-ho, you know. Second game has its theme. This game's got like I don't know, would I almost say like backwoodsy kind of feel? I don't know. There's an atmosphere that you feel. I'm not a game reviewer. I can't think of the exact word, but I think you guys know what I'm trying to get at. The first game is just your bananas are gone. Go get them. And you got your jungle level because you know you're a monkey because you gotta have the jungle level. Again, not inherently bad. Look, it's a game about a monkey named Donkey Kong. I'm not expecting Shakespeare, but well, evening all to you as well. All is you as well. Person. Line. Got him. I'm taking this with me. Again, I want to stress that I am playing this with an actual Super Nintendo controller. You know, the Nintendo Switch version. I just wanted the authentic experience. I should have gone back for the barrel, but I was too lazy. Boop. That wasn't that time. I don't know, maybe people were just a little tired of Donkey Kong Country formula at a certain point with this game, you know? Maybe that's why it's not talked about as much. Or maybe it just was overshadowed by the N64. Even though I think the N64 launched with only 2 games. One of them was Pilot Wings. I don't know, that I never liked that mechanic too much, but it's that whole... They're playing to that whole thing with, like, in cartoons, how elephants are kind of afraid of mice, because the idea is like, oh, it's a big old elephant afraid of a little tiny mice. Like, that's the whole joke. Like, I get it, but, it's like, you can be near the mice, but not when they're under a light like this. Like, right now, I'm in the shadow. Like, that's fine. Nope. See? They're in the light, so... So I think they're gonna... Go. Nope, that counted as seeing them, apparently. There, that didn't count as seeing them. It's a weird mechanic. Not my favorite. It's not my favorite, sir. Swanky Sideshow. Oh, this boss... This boss reminds me of me. You're gonna see why. This boss is basically me. On Tuesday nights. I'm sorry, I couldn't stand for that. You know what? I'm not standing for that either. Look, I'm letting go of the Y button, and Dixie's taking about 10.5 years to let go of the bug and throw it, okay? Oh, I did it wrong anyway. I'm doing it in the... Stop. Alright, no, that's... We're redoing the whole boss fight. I already threw 3 bugs in his mouth, alright? Nope. Game. We're not doing this game. Nope. Nope. Game. No, game. You want to play dirty? I'm going to play dirty too, alright? You want to play dirty where sometimes hits don't register? Well, I'm going to literally rewind the game when you don't behave correctly. That's how we're doing this. You got it? I'm sorry, did this boss, like, change the rules or something? The rule is you grab the bug and you throw it in his mouth. Why is it bouncing off his bottom lip and not doing anything? Oh, my God. Come here, idiot. Thank you. You have to jump a little, apparently. Anyway, there's the big joke. It burps. Jeez, that took a long time, and he already ruined it. He ruined it by not functioning properly. Stupid thing. There we go. Effortless. Oh, I'm totally gonna get DK Bonanza, totally. Can't go there yet. I think I have to go back here. Upgrade my vehicle. Nope, there's no upgrade available yet. But I do know... Oh, I went the wrong... Because I'm an idiot, that's why. But I had to go here anyway, so we had to do this. Banana Bird. Yeah, the Switch 2 is a little pricey, but I will still say this for the games though. Games have always been expensive, especially in the mid '90s. Trust me, I remember N64 games; they were expensive. I saw a Toys R Us flyer for Mortal Kombat on the Super Nintendo. It was $75 in those dollars. What was another example I saw? Oh, okay, this one I can totally relate to because Hey You Pikachu for the N64. I remember 2001. I think 2001. I got that game for my birthday, so it would have been August, and I would say the game was probably still considered new. Now I found a Toys R Us flyer that had that game listed for $80. 79.99 because it came with the voice recognition thing, the microphone. So I put that in a inflation calculator in today's dollar dues, and in today's dollar dues, that was a $133 video game if I remember correctly. And I just got that game for my birthday, like casually. First of all, I've always had cool parents, right? Shout out to parents if they're watching, which they're probably not, but yeah. Um, yeah, that was a 100. You want to pay $130 for a video game now? Like people are complaining about DK Bonanza being $70 or $80, whatever it is. Do you want it to be $130? um, I don't know. They couldn't stay 60 forever, and um, I inherited. This song is awesome, by the way. I inherited most of my Super Nintendo stuff from my great aunt, and one of those was an complete inbox copy of Smash TV for the Super Nintendo. Probably the best home port of it, but it still had the price tag on it. It was from an Ames department store. If you lived in the U.S. and you remember Ames, you know how you got Target and then Walmart is blue Target. Ames was like green Target, but yeah, it still had the price tag, and it was $60 back then. So the inflation calculator for that said something like $115 in today's dollar dues. So yeah, games have always been pretty darn expensive. I think the thing is we just got used. Look, I'm just gonna admit I'm a Nintendo fanboy, right? I think we all know that by now. So I'm gonna defend them to a certain extent as much as I can, just because it's in my nature. But that being said, I do think we had to eventually get unused to them being $60. I guess they just couldn't be $60 forever, you know. Um, I mean, I definitely remember as a kid. I remember when N64 games cost $60, and $60 definitely felt like $60 then because it was worth more. Now $60 is like it's not a small amount of money, but it's more manageable. Now, buying video games in the '90s was a real commitment. I mean, you studied the backs of the boxes, you studied websites if possible. Again, as was the style at the time. Remember how the internet was back then. Very limited, not many cheat codes. Most cheat code information was either missing or incorrect. Um, as was the style at the time. So, you put a lot of thought into buying a game. It was not an easy decision to make. Especially as a kid, you didn't have, you know, unlimited income. Oh, he's my new meme. I'm keeping him as my new meme. Anytime I start sounding like I'm old, well, I am old, but when I start sounding it, Abe Simpson's coming out. He's our new meme. But yeah, as was the style at the time, there was no YouTube where you can like see somebody's review on the game as well as 300,000 other people's reviews on the game. No, you had to go on a very like big reputable game reviewing company and hope that they were giving you an upfront review of the game, and most of the time they were. Most of the time they were. It wasn't really an issue, but you know, as was the style at the time. Guys, I still remember what Blockbuster smells like, and I know it sounds weird to say, but I haven't found the Blockbuster smell anywhere but Blockbuster. I haven't smelled it since my Blockbuster days. And it's kind of sad because I'm like, will I ever smell that smell again? Um, I don't know. My sister once told me she took a picture of some scented candle that was in a store. She's like, you gotta find this candle. It smells like Blockbuster. And I smelled it, and I'm like, no. I found it, and I smelled it. I'm like, that's not Blockbuster. Nah, that's not it. Oh, the file name is GOPS for Go Peepees. But yeah, I very much remember what Blockbusters smelled like. I remember the Pokemon Snap kiosk where you could print out the stickers. I never did it, but I remember the kiosk. Like I remember seeing it and thinking, oh, it'd be cool to use that. Um, I don't remember if I saw kids up at the kiosk for Pokemon Snap too often, printing out stickers. Yeah, sorry, I was fixing my glasses. Um, and if I remember right, the way the Pokemon Snap kiosk worked was pretty cool. Like it had a unique copy of Pokemon Snap inside of it just for that kiosk. And the cartridge slot in the kiosk had some sort of like daisy chaining, piggybacking type of system where you would bring in your copy of Pokemon Snap and plug it into the slot to daisy chain it into the kiosk copy of Pokemon Snap, and then that kiosk copy will load up with like your save file, and you could pick the pictures to print out on little pieces of sticker paper. They were really tiny printouts, but they were full color. So yeah, if you got a really good shot in Pokemon Snap and you want to get that on sticker, what better way to prove to people that you did in fact get that really awesome picture of Mew, right? Like here it is, I printed it out at Blockbuster. Tell me how I faked that picture. Ah, dang it. Gotta beat 115. I saw a YouTube video recently where someone got one and it was in working order too, because the printer inside has to be working, the ink inside has to be good, the paper has to still be good. um, you have to also have the prepaid plastic gift cards that would be loaded up with credits that you would swipe on the machine to make the printouts happen. You had to prove to the machine you paid. Um, so there was that. You have to have a lot of components to have it in full working order. Not to mention, of course, the floor space. And then I think, if I remember right, I think some of them were then converted to Pokemon Stadium kiosks, like just to play Pokemon Stadium with, but you couldn't use the printer anymore. I don't know. Maybe that's just for when they didn't want to maintain the printers anymore. So I just want to see if I can beat 115. Keep up the pace. Gotta break 440. Just cheesing it with Dixie Kong. This song is awesome too. See, this song has a certain energy to it, but the Game Boy Advance version, I remember it being like a cheery little happy song, and it's not the same. Like it's not the same atmosphere, man. You can't change the music style, but not change anything in the atmosphere of the game, and be like, oh, it's the same, but some would say it's better. No, you changed it to something it wasn't supposed to be. There we go. Oh, that's awesome. You should see how much they want for it. You need that. Listen to me. I'm some guy on the internet. I know this for a fact. You need it. Off-brand Doritos from like Aldi. Yo, I've had Aldi Doritos. They're really not bad. I would even say Aldi Doritos have more seasoning on them than name brand Doritos. So, you know, name brand can go to heck. Alright, because they don't have as much as the flavoring. And I swear the chip itself on Aldi Doritos is thicker. So you get more. It's either thicker or crunchier. I think it's thicker. So you're getting more for your money. Listen, Aldi, you obviously watch my streams, right? In fact, I bet Aldi's watching right now. Yeah, I see you. Aldi Jones. That's your full name. Listen, you want to sponsor this channel, right? Let's make something happen. Sponsored by Aldi's. Let's make this happen, Aldi. My business email's on my YouTube channel. Let's make this happen. Love Tweeter, man. The Dinosaur Peak is one thing, but stadium events? Holy crap. How much are they asking for those? Or is it like they're not even asking anything for the game because they didn't want to sell, they just want to brag. Got it. Yep, I definitely gotta go that way. Whoop. There we go. Ooh, yeah. A lot. Yeah, I bet a lot. Christmas time, everybody. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, guys. Leave a comment down below if you've been good for Santa this year. And go ahead and put your wish list for Santa down in the comments so that Santa can give it a thumbs up. And speaking of thumbs up, you can go ahead and like this video and leave a comment and then like again. Afterwards, like it a third time. There, do I sound like a YouTuber yet? I sound more like Darkside Phil. Yeah. A fake sponsorship, yeah. Dang, NWC. Whew. If I had an actual NWC, I have a reproduction one, a green, not green, it's a blue translucent plastic. It's a repro. I know it's a repro. I bought it as a repro. I don't mind. I just wanted to have it. So, don't worry, I didn't get scammed. But if I actually had an actual NWC, I'd be too afraid to play it. Like, I'd be afraid if I put it in my Nintendo, I don't know, my luck, it'll short out and be destroyed, something like that, and then I can never use it again. That is not worth the risk. I think it'd be staying safe in a vault. And I'm gonna put the vault in a vault, and then I'm gonna bury that underground. And then I'm gonna put all that in a third vault. So I'm thinking of doing the Switch 2 unboxing, because I didn't do a Switch 1 unboxing. I think that was when I was doing my whole, like, years of hiatus or whatever, when I just didn't want to YouTube. But I'm kind of wondering, like, I want to do one for the Switch 2 because we did one for the Wii U, and Sammy was in that one. So I'm like, maybe Sammy should be in the Switch 2 unboxing, you know? I know Sammy won't mind being in a video. I wonder if someone out there has kept count of, like, how many videos Sammy has allowed himself to be in. Wee. Boop. Okay, can't let the bird touch an enemy, or it's bye-bye birdie. Nice. Boop. Huh. Nice. Woo, 3 up. There we go. Sponsored by Santa. How old is Sammy? He's actually 13. We kind of had a tiny birthday party for him. But yeah, he's 13. I am definitely thankful that he is still at the point where he's like normal cat. Like, he doesn't show any signs of slowing down yet. I know, I try not to think about it, but I know, you know, he's 13. But no, he still acts like a normal cat. Sometimes I still call him a kitten because he still zooms like a kitten. He still goes up and down a cat tower. He still roughhouses with you. He still does all that stuff. Yeah, Sammy, I just got a message on my desk here. Sammy wants to know what you all got him for his birthday. I'm kidding. He didn't say that. Sammy, I'm not telling that. God. Yeah, can you, like, that always makes me stop and think whenever I do think about it. Like, wow, he was in the Wii U unboxing. Like, no, not the Switch one. No, the Wii U on launch day. Well, it was maybe launch night or launch night after, but, you know, launch. He was there for the software update of the launch evening. I think... Was that the evening I had to turn down the encryption on my Wi-Fi? Nights Freak, I'm sorry. I think I remember when you mentioned that. Yeah, day one, out of the box, the Wii U needed a software update, and it did not work with WPA2 Wi-Fi encryption. It only worked with WPA encryption, so I had to go into my router and change my Wi-Fi settings just for the Wii U, and then I had to download the software update. It was like 1.5 gigabytes. Nintendo actually apologized for it later. They were they were basically like, sorry, that's not how we wanted the out-of-box experience to be. And that was just a sign of things to come. The update took forever to download. And then when it did change, you know, I could change my Wi-Fi settings back, which was good. Oops. But it was a mess. Sammy was there for that. He probably remembers me swearing at it. You know, I was so excited for this new HD Nintendo console, and here I'm just staring at a download. I just want to play the new games I got here. I want to try out this new gamepad. Nope. Large software update. Day one. I mean, we expect day one software updates now, right? This was maybe a little before they were more mainstream, but definitely Nintendo's day one update was one to remember. Yeah, yeah, I had to lower the encryption setting on my Wi-Fi because it wouldn't connect. You know, it's doing where like it tells you the password is wrong even though it's not wrong. That's how you know the encryption setting is messed up. Darn it. Yeah, that's a fun fact if you didn't know it. If you're trying to connect to your Wi-Fi, this doesn't happen as much these days, but if you're ever trying to connect an old device to your Wi-Fi and you know you're putting in the right Wi-Fi password, like you typed it 10 times, you know for a fact you're putting in the right password, but that device, that old crusty device is telling you incorrect password, it's because of the encryption. You gotta lower the encryption on your Wi-Fi and then it'll connect no problem. Yeah, it's a pain. I think the original DS was one of those. If your Wi-Fi is on WPA2, it will not connect. You have to lower it. You can keep trying your password till the cows come home, but your DS will always tell you that the password is wrong. There's your random tech tip of the day. Not sure why the barrel exploded in my hand. I love that little Christmas song. Even the outro is Christmassy. Oops. So I'm going to attempt to get a new video recorded tomorrow. Because then if I do make a video for the Switch 2 unboxing, I'm probably not going to review except right in the grandma's going to review the thing, right? But, that way I can space them out. There won't be too much of a gap. Don't worry, I think everybody's name was Linksys back then. Don't feel bad. Haha, I already beat your 115 time. Oh, I gotta beat the level first. How much is left in this world to do? That. I think we're almost... You know what? We'll finish off this world and then we'll call it a night. I think we got this level, a banana bird, and then a boss fight. Yeah, that was back in the day. There really was a time... Hold on. We gotta do the meme. Hold on. As was the style at the time, the default SSID for most Linksys routers was in fact just Linksys, all lowercase. So, if you and a couple of your neighbors all had Wi-Fi, then you didn't really know whose was whose, because you saw a list of Wi-Fi access points. They were all called Linksys, so you didn't know whose was whose. But, you know, as was the style at the time. Oh, is this... I think this is one of the levels where you can't go in the water. There's like a unkillable piranha plant fish in there. Yep, okay. No water. How do you suck up the water? There we go. And then boop. Yeah. It's like a Rambi with projectiles. I think I had someone in my family that pronounced it like Linkskis. Yeah. That was the style at the time. Hey, it worked. Yeah, sometimes you would see a couple D-Links. It would be mostly Linkses, but yeah, you'd see a couple D-Links. Maybe you would see a Netgear. Maybe. You didn't see Netgear too often. You saw it about as often as D-Link. No, you're right. Now that they're all ISP routers, now they're all just like Spectrum underscore blah 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 blah. Spectrum underscore blah blah blah. Spectrum underscore blah blah blah. So it's still polluted. It's just polluted in a different way. But, you know, as is the style for this time. Boop. Nice. I forgot to check for a piranha plant. Piranha plant. Piranha fish. I play too much Mario. Piranha gopher. Yeah, nowadays, back then a lot of people didn't even know you could name them. Like, yeah, you can name it. Watch this, ready? Boink, boink, booyah! By the way, if your grandma thinks it's cute that her Wi-Fi is named FBI Surveillance Fan, let her know the joke is super old and it's not cute anymore. Sorry, Graham. Oh my. That was almost a bad jump. Oh, lordy, we got some lag. I'm gonna have that Christmas tune in my head now. Do 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 do. It sounds like a song that would play during a Hallmark movie. Honestly, you know what it was? People were trying to be funny. Like, the joke was like, oh, there's an FBI surveillance van outside my house. That's why you see FBI surveillance van. Oh, it's funny. Like, the joke was funny 15 years ago. Unfortunately for some people, they didn't get the memo that the joke is old. Boss time. Looks like we're gonna need a giant can of bug spray, am I right? What's going on with this game? Why are we throwing barrels? Shouldn't we just use a big can of bug spray? What were they thinking? Come on, game designers. Get with the program. I'm an angry reviewer from the 2000s. Quit spitting boogies at me. This song. This is the song that plays when you're a kid and you did something to get in trouble for, and you heard your mom just use your middle name. Like you just heard her say your middle name. That's how you know you're in trouble. Nice. Oh yeah, Wi-Fi. I've heard Wi-Fi a lot. I forgot to reply to that. Sorry. And now, can I do anything here yet? This game is goofy. I don't remember what I was gonna say, but I am gonna go upgrade my boat. Uh-oh. Middle name. Ba-doo-ba. Alright, there we go. Let's get the banana bird over here, might as well, right? We got banana bird. Yay. I forget how many banana birds there is, like 20. Something like that. Must have been in those little alcoves. Stuck on there. Get. Boop. This is where the Lost World entrance is. I forget how to unlock it. You have to... I don't think you can do it with the hovercraft. I think I need the speedboat, and I have to drive around it counterclockwise like 4 times or something. Then the Lost World shows up. What's this one? Yeah, we can save it here. Blues Beach. This one's the bear. He's like, nobody came to my birthday party. Oh, never mind. That's a different one. No one sends him any mail. Alright, we'll go ahead and save it here. Save it, save state. Alright, what do we got? Yeah, about an hour and a half. We did a pretty full stream this evening, but I think that's going to be where we wrap it up for the evening. Again, one more shout out to Steven Mystery, because again, you gave a whole bunch of tips tonight, so that was insane. Thank you. Yeah, so we should have a new video up pretty soon. And of course, eventually we'll have the Switch 2 unboxing, hopefully. Assuming everything with the pre-order goes good, which, I don't know. Sometimes you just know you're lucky, but anyways.